I read online that you have this great quote that says, entertain people and they won't hit you.
That's right. If you entertain people, they will not hit you. It's very true.
Where does that come from?
It comes from being a fat kid with bad acne who knew all the answers in Sunday school, was a sissy, and couldn't throw a football in South Carolina. So all of those things together made me the most unpopular of unpopular kids, and I got picked on every day. And one day, these kids were really picking on me, and I did this impression of our principal, who sounded like he was 120 years old. And I did this impression of him on the intercom, and they laughed. And they didn't hit me. And I thought, aha, entertain people, they don't hit you. So that put me on the path. My whole career has been saying, please don't hit me.
Have you seen any of these people now that you used to know back in
Oh yeah, they're all on Facebook. You know how that is. Everybody in 3rd grade contacts you on Facebook.
Right, and now they're all friendly?
Yeah, they're friendly on Facebook.
Okay, right.
Yeah, they're fine. You know, hey, Bill, way to go, great. You know, you can't hold on to that childhood wounded stuff for very long without looking ridiculous. You know, if you're 45 years old and still talking about how hurt you were as a kid, you know, for God's sake, let it go. I mean, it's cute when you're 20, but you got to let it go. But still, it does help shape who you are.
Right, and I've always wondered about that too, because I grew up and experienced teasing. Do you think that how do you think it affects people that maybe they were just sort of the one that blended in the background and nothing ever happened to them, but they never sort of raised above a certain mark? How do you think it affects, I'm probably saying this the wrong way. What do you think it does to someone to be in that situation versus the one that was the popular one in school?
Makes you strong. I speak to school kids a lot, and I tell the kids, if you are picked on and you are unpopular and people make fun of you, then blessed are you, happy are you, to be envied are you. You're in a really good position, because life is a series of things that knock you down. And I ask the kids, I say, when you get knocked down, what do? And all the weird, ugly kids say, get back up! And the other kids just stare at me blankly with their beautiful eyes. And I tell them, the beautiful people and the people who are always told that they're wonderful, when they get knocked, they just lay on their ass and wait for somebody to pick them up, because that's what mommy and daddy and teachers and everybody else always has, because they're beautiful. But when they get out in the world, ain't nobody gonna care. You get knocked down in the world, people walk over you, they don't care. But the tough kids, the kids who grew up that way, they know how to get back up. So I think it's a good thing.
Wow, that's great. And so you speak to kids on, do you work with teachers, or how do you do that?
I used to tour to schools as part of my work on the East Coast. I would go do these workshops, artist in residencies, where you do performances and teach the kids about whoever you were performing. I played historical characters. And so I still go out and speak to schools whenever I can, because kids are interested in what it's like to be an actor. Now, all they want to hear about with me is the horror stuff. I could talk for days about a Hallmark movie that I did, but if I say I'm on 1,000 Ways to Die, dude, you were the one who ate that rabies. You ate the squirrel. Oh my God, was that real rabies? They love that stuff. That's all they want to talk about, is the scary stuff. And so I tell them that no, it was Alka-Seltzer. Way too much Alka-Seltzer. Yeah.
So what do you tell to those kids that maybe are bullied? What's your advice to them?
I tell them that this is what life is. Life will knock you down, and you have to make a decision. Am I going to get back up or not? I tell them that God has given you a gift. There's a reason you're here. You're not here just to breathe. You're not here just to take up space. You're not here to have sex or to buy cars or to become famous. All of that's a lie. It's all a lie, and it's a vicious, evil lie, and it's a hurtful lie for kids, I think. You're here to give whatever gift you have back to the world. Develop your gift the best you can. The thing that you're most passionate about, that should be your occupation. Give it back to the world, and you'll have a happy life. The only happy people I've ever met in my life are the ones who do what they love for a living. The rest of them are just miserable bitches, male and female. And who wants to be around somebody like that? You know, so I'm not rich, but I get to get up every morning and at least have the possibility of doing what I love for a living. And that's incredibly liberating. I think we all have a vocation. If you can make your vocation your occupation, you've got the possibility for a happy life. So that's what I tell kids. And then they want to hear about the horror movies. But maybe they listen a little.